Hi, dear subscribers. Today I want to make an update of my daily routine because a lot of people ask me how do you go about learning several languages. Well, I choose to learn one language at a time. So I prefer to learn one language until let's say good level where I can communicate without doubting, making some mistakes, but I can communicate with confidence. And this is how I go about learning languages. First of all, I want to talk about time because a lot of people say they have no time to learn foreign language. Well, it depends. Actually, I don't have time, but I find time. So, what my time is like dead moments. What do I call dead moments? Dead moments is like moments where you can study the language and do nothing else. For example, okay, that's my case. Every day I go to university from Monday to Friday. So when I go to university, well, I have to take the tram. It's like a it's like a subway on the street here in Belgium, but smaller. So I take the tram in front of my house, but I have to wait like 10 minutes. Well, during 10 minutes, I listen or I read. I just Normally, I read. If it's dark, I listen. So if it's dark, you listen. If it's bright, you read. So and then when I'm in the tram, if the tram is stable so that I can read and not it's not shaking like this. When it's shaking, I will wait until it's not shaking because it's not good for the eyes to read when it's shaking. So I will read in the tram when it's not shaking, and just read over and over and over, and don't try to. You have to understand what you read in the foreign language, but you don't have to actually, you don't have to memorize because your brain is gonna absorb everything. But it takes time, but you will understand it, and you will be able to use the sentences you read to form your own sentences. Okay, and then when I go to the subway, I have to wait 5-10 minutes. I use those 5-10 minutes. I listen or read, and then when I'm in the subway, it's too shaking, so I cannot read, and I just listen to iPod. Sometimes it's too noisy, but I can still use this useless time. So if I don't do nothing, I will lose this time every day. And then when I get off and I wait the second tram, I can read 10 minutes, and when I am the tram, I can read 15 minutes, and like this. Well, when I go to university, I can study more or less 25 minutes and listen 10 minutes. And you see, I can do this every day. And when I go back home, same thing. I'm just reading 20 minutes when I go back home because it's like very crowded, so I have to wait until I can have a seat and I can read. But sometimes I listen to interesting languages in the tram because sometimes you listen to Polish, sometimes you listen to Urdu, so I stopped reading and I just listen. Sometimes you listen to Thai, sometimes you listen to Vietnamese, sometimes it's like Russian. It's very mixed here in Brussels. So if you want to come here and you go to center, there is actually somewhere where you can speak, you can train your Arabic and or also your Polish. So those two languages, I will absolutely learn them because I know where I can go to practice them. But Japanese, for instance, I don't know where exactly I can go to practice. I know it, but it's not like every day I cannot go there. And Okay, let's talk about the order, how I learn, what I do first and what I do after. So I will take the example of Japanese. I will be explaining quicker because my time is limited on YouTube. I want to be a partner to upload more videos, more longer, but I don't know how to do it because when I type youtube.com/partners, it always brings me back to the homepage. So if you know how to avoid being dragged to the homepage, please send a comment or a video response where you tell me how to do and in order to upload more videos longer because 10 minutes is so short. Okay, let's talk about the natural order, my natural order. If you want, you can try. If it's good for you, you can adapt and mix with Lao Shu's method, with Glossicus, Cody, and Ever for one, Hyunwoo's method. Everyone you can mix, take good elements for you and put them together. So I will talk about my what I do first. Uh, Actually, when I learned Japanese, it was a different experience because Japanese is not like an Indo-European languages. An Indo-European language because it does not look like any language I know. Even Chinese is very different from Japanese. The pronunciation is different, and the grammar is completely different. This is, if you don't know Korean or Turkic languages, Japanese is a challenging grammar because everything is reverse in a reverse order. And then, okay, let's talk about how I do. I listen first. I don't have any books. I listen. I get the Pimsleur and I listen to Pimsleur and I do what they say to do. It's like you listen to a conversation in Pimsleur. It works like this. Uh, at the beginning of the audio file, you will hear twice a conversation. You don't understand nothing of this conversation unless you are at intermediate level or you already studied the language. So you will listen to the recording maybe twice, the to the dialogue twice. You don't understand nothing, but it's to let your ears being attuned to the sound. So afterwards, they will take each sentence and break it down in small parts, and that will help you to pronounce the words because some languages like Russian or Korean or Arabic are very hard to pronounce, so they will break. Uh, so, for example, the word maybe for a foreigner or some maybe maybe uh, the word do itashimashite, which means you're welcome in Japanese. Do itashimashite. They will not say do itashimashite. No, they will go backwards. It means uh, they will say like uh, shite, 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 and you are to repeat what they say. Shite, mashite, mashite, and you have to repeat mashite, and then itashimashite, itashimashite, the itashimashite, and then do, do, and then do itashimashite. They go backwards, and your brain is absorbing how to pronounce words, and they will introduce you expressions, very useful expressions like my name is na 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 na. Let me introduce myself. I would like a coffee. All basic stuff, but very useful. At the beginning, it's very basic, and then it goes to buy a kimono or something like this. And yeah, okay. My time is limited, so I will post a second part, and I yeah, just stay tuned